All right, look. All right. I already did my Roadblock review. I'm not going to repeat myself, but I feel like I have because some people have not gotten the message on some of the things I said. All right. So I just want to clear the air. This is not a rant. This is not me shitting on people. Okay. You know what? It's one thing to have an opinion, that's fine. But when you people use the same excuses, like I don't know anything about wrestling or I act like I know everything, I get really annoyed with that. I want to explain myself on this card, on a lot of the matches, on why there were problems with this. It's not just the match quality, it's not just how predictable it was. I just want to explain to everybody about the problems with the show and the problems with this overall WWE. I just want to explain better. Whether you agree with me or you disagree, I don't care. All right? But I just want you to hear my thoughts, and I'm going to be more thorough about my reasoning. All right. So, in the comments, I said that SmackDown was better, although their roster sucks. Let's be honest, guys. Raw has the better roster. The problem is they don't use all their talent. They have so much good talent that they're not using. SmackDown, on the other hand, has so little roster that there's only so many people that can go after championships. The tag team division is fine. The women's is fine. But what about the main event? Because let's really think about this. AJ Styles, hands down, is the main reason why SmackDown is extremely watchable now. It's one of the he's pretty much the main reason why SmackDown's so good. He's a great heel champion, and I'll get to the heel part later. But let's think about this. Let's really put this in. The only people AJ has ever actually fought so far are John Cena, James Ellsworth, Dean Ambrose, and he's going to be fighting Dolph Ziggler again. You see what the problem is? I mean, the reason why I say we need more guys on SmackDown is so that we get more contenders for either the Intercontinental or for the World Championship. Because I'm willing to bet that Dean Ambrose is going to take a break from the main event. He's going to go after The Miz. Or I heard rumors about possibly John Cena coming over and possibly facing Miz, which I actually would not mind. However, why I say SmackDown has a crappy roster and they need more people, and so you can have fresh matches with AJ Styles. That's what I'm trying to say. So can you imagine Cesaro and AJ Styles? Can you imagine Sami Zayn and AJ Styles? Neville AJ Styles? There's so many potential matches. Hell, if you did Apollo Crews right, if you did him right, you could do Apollo Crews and AJ Styles. Do a solid feud with that. If you book, I just want to repeat that, if they do Apollo Crews right. Just want to make that clear. If they do Apollo Crews right. I'm not saying, oh my God, I'll be the greatest thing ever, but if they were to book Apollo Crews correctly, it could work. I want to explain that right now, all right? So that way everybody knows, all right? But if you disagree with me, that's fine, right? That's just my opinion. I just want to state that right now, all right? I just want to explain myself more thorough on that. Now let's go to Sami Zayn and Braun Strowman. It's funny because I was talking to my friend Mitch, and Mitch actually liked this whole idea because it makes Zayn look strong and Braun Strowman look strong. You were talking back and forth about this, and I said, yeah, you know, in a sense, yeah, it makes sense. Personally, I just didn't like the whole you have to survive for 10 minutes for a pay-per-view match. I mean, if they did this on Raw, that's one thing. But the fact that they did this on pay-per-view, I felt like this was just kind of like throw in there. I would honestly prefer Sami Zayn winning by count. And some people were saying, you know, that would make Sami Zayn look weak. But wouldn't that also give a better excuse to have Braun Strowman than get a rematch? and make it maybe no disqualification, no countouts. So it also makes Sami Zayn look like a bigger underdog because he can't win by countout. He has to pin or make him submit. And you can make Braun Strowman stronger that way. Because think about it, we obviously know nobody wants Braun Strowman to get pinned or submitted yet. All right? Everybody knows that. But having Braun Strowman lose by count isn't going to hurt him. Having Sami Zayn win by count isn't going to hurt him. Okay? It makes sense for Sami Zayn to win by count out, not in a pinfall submission way. If you were to have Sami Zayn just win by pinfall or submission, then that's one thing. Like right off the bat. Just do it randomly, I understand. But having Sami Zayn win by count out, it would give better reason for Braun to go after Zayn and say, you only got lucky, you only won by count out. You still haven't pinned me, and that gives more reason to want to hurt him. And you can even say like this 10-minute limit thing could also progress to, okay, then Zayn could possibly win by count out. And then that way, then moves up to maybe a no holds barred or something where you have to have a decisive winner. And you know what? And in some sense, that would work. That's just what I personally would have done. I would personally rather see that. That doesn't mean I'm 100% right. I'm not saying I don't know anything about wrestling. I'm not saying I know everything about the wrestling business. I want to make that clear. I'm just talking from a fan's perspective. And I'm just saying, in my personal opinion, I just would rather do that. There's nothing wrong with that, all right? There's nothing wrong with having an opinion, all right? But that's just my personal opinion. And if you don't like it, then that's fine. So now let's move on. Charlotte versus Sasha Banks. Sorry, my mind went blank for a second. I just got back to work. I got a little bit of allergy, so I apologize if I sound a little rough. The thing is, there are some people that defend Charlotte winning the belt, and do I think she's a good heel champion? Yes. Do I think she is a great talent and she's a great athletic competitor? Yes. Do I honestly think she could get annoying at times with her promos? Yes. Do I honestly think that Sasha should have won the title and retained it last night? 100%. And again, I didn't explain myself. When I said I want to rather see Sasha and Bayley, I think that would have been a perfect opportunity. They should just, let's be honest, if they were to have done this match, they should have had Sasha retain. She should have won it at Hell in a Cell and then just retained it at Hell in a Cell. I'm sorry. Have it win on Raw, and then when we go into Hell in a Cell, have her retain it. And then throughout the months, slowly turn Sasha Banks heel. And then that way, it's heel Sasha Banks versus babyface Bayley. Because we all know Sasha Banks is a great heel. And we know Bayley's a great babyface. So again, I want to apologize to some of the viewers that's what I was trying to get at, was have a heel Sasha Banks versus a babyface Bayley. Because yeah, I understand babyface and babyface in a sense, yeah, it doesn't work, but it has worked in. I mean, there's been rare occasions where they've done babyface and babyface, and sometimes it works. I mean, look at The Rock and John Cena. Yeah, we're not going to talk about the second match, but their first match, a year built, they hate each other. But they were both baby faces. They were still technically baby faces. So there are some times where it can work. But at the same time, I do agree that it's usually better with a baby face and a heel. So I think a heel Sasha Banks champion versus an underdog baby face Bayley at WrestleMania would just been better in my opinion. And yes, now it makes Sasha look more dominant. So then that way, if Bayley were to beat Charlotte, then it would make Bayley look a lot stronger because she'd be the first person to defeat Charlotte at a pay-per-view. Which, again, it would be good. And I'm not saying these two are going to have a bad match. I just honestly I'd rather see Sasha and Bayley. That's just my personal preference. But I do see the upside to Charlotte versus Bayley. And they're most likely going to do a match. And if Bayley wins, I'll be fine. I honestly would. If they did that route, I'd be fine. I just think that Sasha should have had the title retained at least once. That was my problem. They just play hot potato, and now they're just going to keep on Charlotte. In other words, they should have just never had Charlotte lose the title to begin with. They should just have her hold it. Still, they should have never even had her lose it once. In my book, because I just don't like the hot potatoing the belt thing. Again, personal preference of mine, I'd rather see better, decent reigns than having them play hot potato with the belt. The only exception with hot potatoing the belt was the Hardcore Championship. That was the only exception because of the 24/7 rule, and that make a lot more sense. But with this, it's just like, and that's why the SmackDown Women's is better, is because they don't play hot potato with the thing. They give reign. I mean, they just gave the belt to Alexa Bliss now, but they at least gave Becky some sort of a reign. They didn't give it to her for less than a month and have her lose it randomly to Alexa Bliss, and then she would lose it again to Becky and all this crap. I mean, you see what I'm trying to say here? Again, just personal preference of mine. I'm not saying I'm right. Just want to make that clear. The big one, Kevin Owens. Now, when it came to Owens, I did hear about this on Dirt Sheets and Rumors. But you can't blame me for thinking that, because we know how high WWE is on Roman Reigns. Let's really think about this. Would we actually be surprised if Reigns were to win the title? No. In fact, some of us were actually expecting that to happen. We want Owens to retain the belt, and thank God he did. But it was a stupid way how to retain it. I didn't like it. Because how Roman Reigns is getting pushed, that's why I was so afraid. Because I was honestly afraid to God that they were going to give him the belt, because they want to make this guy the top guy. They want to make this guy the next Conor McGregor of WWE, because they're so high on him right now. But the problem is, he's not over with the crowd. The crowd does not like him. But knowing WWE, they don't care. So I honestly thought that they were going to give Reigns the title, and they're purposely doing this on Kevin Owens to screw with him, to make him look like a joke. So then that way, Reigns, they would think, oh, well, now the fans will go over to Reigns because we're making Owens look weak. But it's not working. It clearly didn't work. The crowd was still booing. If you were giving the Reigns, that would have been worse. Again, it's just personal preference of mine. Knowing WWE, you know they were going to probably put the title on him, and eventually, whether we like it or not, he's going to get the belt again one of these days, and we're going to riot. We will riot. But for right now, he didn't win, so I'm fine with that. But I was afraid for a moment that they were actually going to pull off this BS. And now the main one, Kevin Owens. I'm not mad that Owens is a heel. I'm not mad that he retained the title. What I am mad about is the fact that every single title defense as Universal Champion, someone has interfered. And I said it before, and I'll say this again. This is just my opinion, but for some of us, it's fact. AJ Styles is the best heel world champion, not women's or mid-card. Best heel world champion out of the two. Because AJ is a heel, but the main reason why is he does it on his own. Whether that be grabbing the tights, whether that be doing a low blow, whether by doing a finger poke, whether that doing an ultimate opportunity decision. I mean, like I said, the only time someone interfered in his match was at TLC with James Ellsworth. That was literally it. On pay-per-view at least. And the other times that James Ellsworth freaking beat AJ Styles was because of Dean Ambrose getting involved. But again, it made more sense then because it was building up freaking the Dean Ambrose and AJ Styles feud. Because let's be honest, some of us weren't that interested, but because of James Ellsworth, whether you like him or not, it kept our eyes on the screen. It kept us more interested. And made the feud even more personal because Ambrose was embarrassing AJ Styles, like costing him matches against a joke like freaking James Ellsworth. You're making a star out of James Ellsworth. You're not burying AJ Styles. In fact, you're making him look good still. And you're making Ambrose seem entertaining again. With Kevin Owens, it's just, this guy should be a badass. We've seen him on NXT. We've seen him in the Independents. And I know some of you guys don't like me mentioning that, but it's just fact. Even when he first debuted on the main roster, we beat John Cena clean. How shocking was that? And he's a heel. Even when he won championships on his own, he either did it dominant fashion, or he would cheat, or take an opportunity road. And there's nothing wrong with heels cheating. Okay, I get it. Heels need to cheat. I get that. They can't win clean all the time. In fact, they shouldn't win clean at all. I get that. What I just get sick of is that Jericho always has to get involved. If he would go involved at Clash of Champions, I would be like, well, I can't expect that, but you know what? Whatever. Hell in a Cell, Owens should have won on his own. There's a reason why they had the Hell in a Cell structure. It was to keep Jericho out, and Owens then could have won by maybe a low blow or something. I mean, would that really hurt him as a heel? The fact that he would be more of an underdog going against someone like Seth Rollins, who's been in Hell in a Cell and won one. So then Kevin Owens has to actually rely on himself, going back to his old instinct. The only difference is he would be cheating on his own. He wouldn't need Jericho. And then throughout Monday Night Raws, Jericho got involved, even though they clearly banned Jericho on ringside. Which I still don't get. Then what about Roadblock? Jericho interfered again. And every time, ever since Owens won the Universal title, the only time, it's just every time Owens needs a victory, someone needs to appear, whether that be Rusev or Jericho or Triple H. I don't like that. I don't mind if they did it once in a while, but when you literally do it, every single defense or every single match, you're making Owens look pathetic. You're not making him look like a strong champion. And again, he's a heel. I get it. He needs to play dirty tactics. But for God's sakes, there's been heels that have done this by themselves. AJ is the best heel freaking when it comes to freaking SmackDown. When it comes to world champions anyway. He proves that he can cheat. He's a heel, but he could do it on his own. He doesn't need interference. And when an interference did happen, it only happened maybe once or twice maybe. But it didn't bother me. Because it wasn't like it was interference the entire match. The entire feud. I just want to explain that. I don't hate Kevin Owens. I just don't like how they're booking him. And there are a lot of people that kind of agree with me. There are people that agree with me out there. I agree with them. Just because you guys don't agree with me, that doesn't mean you guys are idiots. I'm not going to comment on your stuff and say, oh, you don't know anything about wrestling. Or, yo, you act like you know everything. It's a fucking opinion, guys. If you don't agree with me, fine, explain your reasoning, but don't freaking attack me and point the fingers at, oh, you act like you know everything, or you don't. I know I don't. I don't know how many times I have to explain myself, but I'm going to say it one more time. I don't know everything about wrestling. I don't know jack. Okay? I'm a wrestling fan. There are opinions that I agree with, and I have my own opinions. Whether people agree with me or not. Midge and I we talked about the Cesaro and Sheamus thing. He likes the Cesaro and Sheamus thing route going. He likes them. I personally am not that big a fan. I'm not. But does that mean Midge called me and said, oh, you don't know anything about wrestling? No. He respects my opinion. I respect his. I didn't call Mitch a fucking soulless ginger. I just like, well, if that's what you honestly believe, then I respect your opinion. I just personally don't. I just think the Cesaro and Sheamus is just kind of forced. I don't think they should have won. They had opportunities to win the titles before, and they didn't. I don't think this was their time, and this was unoriginal. And we've seen throwing tag teams like Benoit Angle and Daniel Bryan Kane, which were way better. Seeing this, it was not original, and I don't like the fact that freaking Cesaro is a tag team champion again. I want him as a world champion. I'm sick of WWE putting him in the mid-carder tag team. I just don't like that. The only thing good is at least Sheamus wins a tag title, so that's something off the bucket list. And Cesaro's still a great competitor. But again, my personal opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. I'm not going to get mad at you. But don't insult me. Don't freaking attack me because I'm expressing an opinion. Don't do that. That's it. It's just, I don't get it. Sometimes with you guys. And that's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for much. I just want to respect my opinions. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. You don't have to. But do it in a more respectful manner. So, before I go, I'm just going to check the comments here very quick. I was actually not planning on doing this video, and some of you might disagree, some of you aren't. Let's see here. Looks like I only got one comment. I think. Okay, looks like that Jack guy says, "What person? Hey, what's up?" Wilford says, "I always respect your opinion. You're a good person." There you go. See, that's what I want. I know a lot of friends. I know friends that love Roman Reigns. And I could try argue with them, but they're going to be Roman or Cena fans. That doesn't mean I hate them. It's their opinion. It's all about opinions. If you want an opinion, you want to put in the comments down below, go right ahead. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to do any of that. But if you're going to point fingers at me and act like I know everything, and you're going to treat me like crap, then I'm going to treat you like crap. Eye for an eye. Don't treat me like crap. And just enjoy the video. And if you don't like it, don't comment. And just leave. That's all I'm asking. Just a little bit of respect from you guys. And how hard is that? If you guys don't respect me, then get off my channel. I'm not here to make enemies. I'm just here to do videos because I like doing this. I do this for my friends. I do this for my fans. I do this for myself. Because I like doing this. I mean, that's all I can really say. I mean, Jack said, I totally 100% agree with you, everything he said. And again, I appreciate that, Jack. Again, one last time, I just want to explain myself because there have been people that have been commenting and acting like I know everything. The fact is, I don't. I have my reasons and I just back them up. Whether you agree with me or not, I don't care. But when you point fingers at me and you start attacking me and you make me sound like I know everything, you accuse me of being something, then we have a problem. I don't like that term. Don't ever say that term again, whether a fan or not. Don't ever make the assumption that I know everything about wrestling, because I do not. I'm just a wrestling fan that has his own opinions. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think I explained myself long enough. So that being said, I'll see you guys in the next video. It'll be the Royal Rumble contest. Take care, guys.